A big hello to my YouTube family. Welcome to Diva Classes. This is Divya Vadwani, your English teacher. Now we'll be doing the one-shot revision of a poetry section for class 12 ISC. So the first poetry that we'll be taking here is Beethoven by Shane Coyson. Now this is a descriptive poem that tells you about the imagery in the theme of love, in the love for music. Okay, the person Beethoven, he was unable to find love at home. He suffered severe physical and emotional abuse. Means there his father used to, he was very much scared of his father, so therefore he found it very difficult to connect with others, and in a way he isolated himself. He did not find that love at home, and due to which he isolated himself. In addition, he felt as if he was not loved at home. He also felt like that he was not loved at home. He was forced to find love anywhere else but not at home. He found that love in music. Okay, people find love outside too. With some people he found love in music. Some people find that love in studies also, in some other passion that they pursue. So it was that love of music that helped him guide through his adolescence, means the age, that teenage, and onto the path of success he went. Unfortunately, this inability to bond with other people resulted in him being rejected and outcast from the group and consequently considered as crazy. Means just because he was not able to get into or mingle with other people, he was the one who was always rejected by people, who was not accepted by people, and he usually used to be considered as crazy. As a kid, Beethoven grew up in a high household in which even his best was not good enough. Okay, means every time he used to play music, his father used to say him that it was not good enough. So he was continuously laughed at and bullied because of his unusual personality and madness. So this can be taken as reason based question, जहाँ पर why was he laughed and bullied? Because of his unusual personality and his madness. Coyson demonstrate that his bullying did have a bit of an effect on Beethoven, because all he ever heard was the negative hurtful comments. Whatever he heard was always those negative comments which directed him towards him, and never the audiences clapping or the people loving him. So he never heard those things. Luckily, as soon as he began to play, but whenever he used to play music, all that mocking used to stop. His mocking bewildered, means made confused, each and every person who was there, even musicians, composers, whose jaws dropped, means who were sitting in amazement as they tried to calculate the distance between madness and geniusness. Means how much he was genius, how much he was mad. This was not, they were not able to measure this. It was then that he continued to transform emotion into music. Means he was the one, once he plays music, people used to sit amazed that everyone realized that he was not only an extraordinary musician but also a human being who was expressing himself through music. ठीक है, तो if you take the part that love for music, this you will write Beethoven's related. Any question comes out now, so you can write it, this part, along with the theme that has been taught in the particular revision video, as well as whatever you have studied in the part of the main video, that is of the poem. Okay, do not leave the anything कि Beethoven से we study this, or I am entirely leaving one of the poem or story or any of the acts or scenes. Do not leave anything, study everything. Now we'll move towards Tithonus. अब Tithonus is about the person टिथनस हिमसेल्फ. ठीक है, जब भी आपने इसका मेन वीडियो देखा होगा तो उसमें एवरीथिंग हैज़ बीन गिवन टू यू इन डिटेल. हियर वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द पोएम. what is the poem all about? It is about the lamentation, the cryness of this person Tithonus, who is unhappy because he has been given a curse, a kind of curse of immortality by his own beloved, because he asked for it. ठीक है, that immortality has come to it, but it has not been accompanied with forever eternal youth. So that is why he's just growing older and older day by day, but he cannot die. तो he says here that the woods in the forest grow older. Everything in the forest grows older. Man is born, works on earth, then he dies and buried underground. ठीक है, पर जो स्पीकर है दिस टिथनस, ही इज cursed to live forever. He is the one who tells Aurora, the goddess of the dawn, his love, that he grows old slowly in her arms like a white hair shadowed roaming in the east. You need to learn these छोटी छोटी सी चीज़ें. Tithonus laments that he is growing now as a grey shadow. Now just because he has grown too old, okay, so he is lamenting, he is crying over the fact that he has been a grey shadow. He was once a beautiful man chosen as Aurora's lover. He remembers that long ago Aurora to grant him eternal life, means उसने बोला था Aurora से कि मुझे तुम eternal life दे दो so that मैं तुम्हारे साथ रहूँ. Give me immortality. This is an important quote you can remember. Aurora granted his wish like a rich philanthropist who has so much money, who gives charity without thinking twice. मतलब कि कोई ऐसा person जो ऐसे ही पैसे लुटा देता हो, वैसे उसने ये वाली विश उसकी ग्रांट कर दी. The hours, the goddesses who accompany Aurora, the Jews, were angry that Tithonus was able to resist death, so they took their revenge by battering him until he grew old and withered. Now, though he cannot die, अब क्या हुआ कि just because he cannot die, he remains forever old. He must dwell in the presence of Aurora. वो वहीं पर ही रहेगा. He will not be able to die. Who renews herself each morning, because Aurora is a goddess. She is too beautiful and she renews herself every morning, and every day she grows younger. Tithonus appeals to Aurora to take back that gift, which is not possible. Okay, while the silver star of Venus rises in the morning, you please take that gift back. He now realizes the ruin in desiring to be different from all of the mankind is a goal of ordinance. Means if you are living beyond the goal of ordinance, एक ordinary कुदरत या nature के अगर आप खिलाफ जाते हो, तो obviously somewhere तो you have to pay the cost. Just before the sun rises, Tithonus catches a sight of their dark world where he was born a mortal. वो place, वो earth जहाँ पर he was born as a mortal human being. He witnesses the coming of Aurora the dawn. Her cheek begins to turn red. Her eyes grow so bright that they overpower the light of the stars. मतलब कि goddess of dawn means what? कि she is a beautiful lady. Dawn के समय पे जब वो आती है वहाँ पर सुबह सुबह से, ठीक है, तो she is so beautiful. Aurora's team of horses awakes and converts the twilight into fire. And finally, the earth is very much, मतलब it is awake, it is very much jagmag. The poet now addresses Aurora, telling her that she always grows beautiful. Means the poet now addresses Aurora and telling her that she is growing beautiful, and then leaves before she can answer his request. He questions why she must scare him with her tearful look of silent regret. Means why you are scaring me, giving your tearful look. Okay, her look makes him fear that an old saying might be true. The god themselves cannot recall their gifts. मतलब कि God, अगर God ने आपको कोई वरदान दिया तो वो उसको वापस नहीं ले सकते. Tithonus sighs and remembers his youth long ago, कि earlier how you used to look. He would watch the arrival of the dawn and feel his old body come alive as he lay down and enjoy the kisses of another. Means the time period he has spent with Aurora, that he is reliving it again. This lover from his youth used to whisper him wild and sweet melodies like the music of Apollo's lyre, which accompanied the construction of a lion. Now this the reference I have already taught you where in the main video. Tithonus asks Aurora not to keep him imprisoned in the east where she rises anew each morning. वो कह रहा है कि मुझे यहाँ से जाने दो, just let me go, because his eternal old age is contrast so painfully with her eternal renewal. Every day she looks so beautiful and every day he is growing older. तो he cringes cold and wrinkled whereas she each morning. अब ये comparison आपसे पूछा जा सकता है, ठीक है, that every morning she is each morning she rises up to warm, happy men that have the power to die and men who are already dead in their burial mounds. तो टिथनेस आस्क ऑरोरा टू रिलीज हिम एंड लेट हिम डाई, कि उसको उस गिफ्ट से आज़ाद कर दो, उस ब्लेसिंग से जो अब कर्ज बन गया उससे आज़ाद कर दो. दिस वे शी कैन सी हिज ग्रेव व्हेन शी राइजेस एंड ही buried in the earth will be able to forget the emptiness of his present state. अब अगर अभी भी अगर वो मर जाएगा तो एटलीस्ट he will not feel that emptiness जो अभी उसके अंदर है, because obviously he is too old. And her return on her silver wheels that stings him each morning, तो उस चीज़ से एटलीस्ट वो बच जाएगा. Okay, now comes telephone conversation. Volsonkia's poem, this telephone conversation. Now here's a conversation going on between a lady who is a landowner and the tenant, ठीक है, who wishes to take up a place, a land. The poet talks about two persons on the phone. The tale goes on how the African guy is seeking a house, ठीक, and the landowner suggested a high price for it. The poem ends on a good note when the guy realizes that his privacy will not be invaded because the landlady does not live on the grounds. The African guy is relieved to hear that before deciding whether to accept the offer or not, he mentions his race. ठीक है, मतलब यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है कि he's asking, the lady is asking him अजीब से questions. Okay, those questions are just which the African guy interprets as an unfriendly refusal gesture. However, the stillness is quickly broken because he asks him, how dark is he? Means uska complexion he asks, and the person initially misheard the inquiry, yet the proprietor rehashes it. He understands that she should be aware of this before permitting him to lease her place. Now this sort of thing comes out as destroying for the African man. He is very much annoyed with this first, then he likes himself to be a machine like a telephone and has been reduced to a button on the telephone. He could similarly smell the foul from her words and saw red anywhere. The purpose of this telephone call that they have a conversation tells that to show how nasty it may be for a man to be exposed to racial prejudice. Means here the lady is asking such questions. Racism and prejudice, these are the this is also the theme of this particular poem, that is mixed with ironic aspect that takes over the topic of telephone conversation. The Afro-American guy is humiliated, means the lady is asking such questions. Okay, so how dark? If you're dark, very light or very dark, so these questions are like literally making him annoyed. Eventually he says that he is like a West African sepia, the black and white, the red and brown picture, that passport size picture that used to be pasted on passport. तो वो कह रहा है कि I'm looking like that. So she requests him to explain what he implies. The man answers that it is similar to brunette, a dim brunette. Okay, means एक और darker brown color you can tell. The man has been clinging to formality, which burst out when the landlady is inconsiderate. The African man now exclaims lightly that his hands and his foot is this color and the entire body is some other color. So he is taking it very comparatively very lightly, but he realizes that the proprietor won't ever be persuaded by his dark tone, and he detects that she could throw the that telephone that could end at any time, and eventually what happens, she just cuts the call. So this is what now a few things are there. Racism and prejudice is there as a theme. Dehumanization is there, जहाँ पर इंडिविजुअलिटी और ह्यूमैनिटी को छोड़ करके हम सिर्फ उसके कलर के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. Absurdity of racism is there. The power of language, the kind of language he used, the buttons he tells about, वो इसमें बहुत important है. The identity and self-expression. Okay, because the expectations of the landlady is too high, Miscommunication, the conversation involves silence and power plays, making it a game of tactics and readjustments. Then the layers of identity, the poem also suggests the race of Africans are multitudinousness with various shades of colors, regions, languages, and tribal affiliations. Then the next one is Small Towns and the River, is a poem about life, death, and mortality that is contrasted with the immortality and eternal bliss. First, the poem presents a dusty and gloomy picture of the small towns. Okay, first, this poem is about life, death, and immortality that is contrasted with immortality and eternal bliss. पोएम सबसे पहले एक डस्टी पिक्चर एंड ग्लूमी पिक्चर ऑफ स्मॉल टाउन्स शो करती है. दैट डेज आर फिल्ड विद लाइफ एंड डेथ, ओनली रिचुअल्स आर परमानेंट. पीपल कम, पीपल ग्रो अप, पीपल डाई, बट जो रिचुअल्स होते हैं वो सेम रहते हैं. शी फील्स दैट रिवर हैज़ अ सोल. द रिवर ग्रीव्स इन समर्स, इट नोज इट्स ओरिजिन एंड इट्स एंड. इट ऑल्सो नोज कि वाटर जो है वो इमॉर्टल है. द पोएट रिमेंबर्स हर हैप्पी चाइल्डहुड, बट life in a small town is full of anxiety for the future, that what is going to happen in the future. The death brings hope and optimism, at least in the life after life, that they can, at least when they they die, at least they can walk with gods. Okay, so this poem tells about the theme of life, death, and immortality. Then the themes that have been used here is the poem contrast with the impermanence of human existence, that someday the human beings are supposed to die, but the eternity of nature, that is these rivers, this nature will always remain the same. Nature in small towns, mixed feelings about nature in the small towns, which she sees as a symbol of death. The river here has been personified, giving it a soul and the ability to grieve. The poem depicts that small towns as dusty and gloomy, with life and death filling the days. Some days people are there, some days people die. And the poet remembers her happy childhood, but life in a small town is full of anxiety for the future. Okay. The poet uses nature to imply positivity, but looks upon the small towns as a symbol of death also. Then the last one, that is death, be not proud. Here the poem tells about the powerlessness of death. We consider it as a as a warrior, but it is actually a slave. It is nothing to be feared of. डेथ बी नॉट प्राउड का जो मेन थीम है वो यही है, दैट द पावरलेसनेस ऑफ डेथ इट सेल्फ. ओके, बिकॉज इट इज़ अल्टीमेटली पावरलेस अगेंस्ट ह्यूमन बींग. द स्पीकर पर्सोनिफाइज डेथ. वो डेथ को एज अ ह्यूमन बींग कंसिडर करता है एंड टेल्स हिम नॉट टू बी प्राउड ऑफ, बिकॉज बींग प्राउड ऑफ इज अ ह्यूमन क्वालिटी. तो द स्पीकर says that death is not as powerful as it seems. Okay, because human beings actually rest and sleep, they enjoy it, actually enjoy it. The speaker states that death is only a slave to other things, that is misfortune and war. Only if something bad happens, only then death comes. So it is slave of something, it is not actually the thing ki it is coming up to me. The speaker argues that it is death itself which will be killed rather than the humans if it attempts to kill them. So this in this poem the poet directly addresses death. Okay, that it should not be proud, it is actually a slave to faith, chance, kings and desperate men. It is an illusion, its power is an illusion, that a temporary sleep before eternal life, means eventually we go to God, but right now it is just a slave. Okay, because it is not in control, but instead it is used as a tool by fate, for chance, for kings, means by these people. Challenging death's power, that power of death is not at all powerful, it doesn't truly conquer, but rather allows to rest and eventual liberation of the soul. ये कोई पावर नहीं है, ये eventually हमें क्या करती है, हमें आराम करने को देती है, so that we can go to the eternal life. Okay, and the poem begins directly with death, personifying it as a प्राउड आइडेंटिटी, प्राउड एंड लीस्ट पावरफुल आइडेंटिटी. तो वो कह रहा है कि उसको मत, तुम इतना अपने ऊपर प्राउड फील मत करो. इट इज़ कंसिडर्ड एज अ टूल ऑफ रेस्ट एंड स्लीप. देर इज इटर्नल लाइफ, दैट इम्प्लाइज दैट डेथ इज नॉट द एंड बट जस्ट अ पैसेज to the higher realm, that is the eternal life. And death's own mortality, that even death itself will eventually be overcome, suggesting that human soul is ultimately immortal. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you all have understood. Rest we'll be doing soon. Keep preparing. Best wishes. Thank you.